Hey, welcome back to the channel. Let's talk about this F-150 and oil change intervals. So Blackstone Laboratories, they are an independent laboratory, and really their business model is selling you oil samples, not trying to persuade you for results. That's important because a lot of people that follow the tighter oil change parameters, the old school every 3,000 miles, they're typically of that philosophy wherein oil life monitors are bad. They're meant to destroy engines, that sort of stuff. I am of the different camp that the OEMs have done their research. They know what's going on. Regardless of which camp you're in, and regardless of whatever your thought process is on any subject, it's probably best to get a neutral third party that doesn't have a skin in the game. They're not selling snake oil, they're not selling specialty oils, or they're not the OEMs or anything like that. They test, they provide results. So no matter what the subject is, whether you're opinion A or opinion B, get that neutral third party. Now Blackstone, for 50 bucks, and this is what I did for my F-150, I sent them off an oil sample and I got a total base value or total base number evaluation. So essentially it measures how much active additives are remaining in the oil, and this is specifically good for exploring extended oil change details. So if you want to learn more about this, you can go to Blackstone's website. You can order your own sample kit here. They send you the kits free, then you pay when you get them done. If you want to learn more about TBN, they've got a lot of different articles here about what it works like, so on and so forth. For those of you that never used Blackstone, here's a sample report. You can send it for anything. You can send it for oil, transmission fluid, aviation work. I almost always use the gas diesel stuff, and I will send them on different usages. I'm using it for the F-150 just to see, is the oil life monitor accurate? Are my assumptions of 8,000 mile oil changes, give or take, pretty good? Now, I'm not really caring about the mileage. I'm trying to run it down to 15 to 10% of oil life. I do that on most of my vehicles if they have an oil life monitor. If they don't, I will pretty much go 5,000 miles if it's synthetic. But again, you can use Blackstone to validate this data set. So here's an example report. They give you a client number, they give you details around the asset, that sort of information. They give you a little bit of blurb. And then as you have intervals done, you can see, like this unit, it's running, so, and if they have to add oil or not. And then the numbers they find in parts per million. And for the conversation today of am I changing my oil frequently enough, this TBN. So in this particular example, they're changing the oil pretty early. And I can show you that in a minute here when we go to mine. So let's go to mine. Here's my 2024 F-150. It's got the Coyote, it's got the 5.0. This oil change interval was a little bit more than the last one. The first oil change video I did that's related, and I'll put the link in the description here. I changed it right around 8,000 miles. Got a lot of feedback, and it was of two camps. It was either a helpful video or you thought I was going to blow up my motor, which is fine, right? Everyone's allowed to have an opinion. I've been doing this for a while. I'm not going to blow up my motor. And so what I did is I ran it down to about 10%. In my use case, that was 8,149 miles. That was 16,000 miles. You can do the math, so therefore the first one's at 8,000 miles. And what they're telling me is exactly what I was expecting. It's a motor that's being broken in. Copper and silicone are elevated. You can see copper's at 10. The average is roughly 3. Silicone's at 21. The average is roughly 11. All the other parts per million, aluminum's a little bit high. Everything else looks pretty good. And they're even saying that here. You're comparing it to a 5,200 mile interval. And as we continue to put more and more oil through this system, we will see these numbers drop. They also told me my total base number is okay at 2.2 and check back in 10,000 miles. So essentially they're giving me the green light for 10,000 miles. I don't plan to do that. I plan to run it down to about 10%. I'm at 20,000 miles now. For those of you that don't know how I use my vehicle, it's about 25% of the time it's towing, 4,000 to 7,000 pounds, open car trailer. Otherwise it's hauling a couple thousand pounds of feed sometimes. At least 500 pounds, sometimes 1,000 pounds of feed. I typically do the bags. Or it's grabbing lumber supplies. I use it as a truck. I do drive it up and down the road. I do commute in it every once in a while. But by and large, it's doing truck stuff when I'm using it. My average is probably about 17 miles to the gallon, which tells you I drive with a fairly light foot. Anyway, back to the context here. 2.2 total base number. They want to see it over 2. I have seen people run it down to 1. That's probably going to be close to 10,000 mile intervals. I don't plan to do that. I never really go that far. I tend to go to about 10% of the oil life monitor. I'm going to let the behavior and the use case of the asset based on that monitoring dictate when I want to change the oil. So you can see here, I was right at that threshold. I was a lower end of viscosity. I was a little bit lower for flash point. And my only concern here is just a little bit of fuel in the oil. Not a fan of that. It should be less than 2%. It's at 0.8. This is something I'm going to monitor. If this increases, it may be time for a tune sooner rather than later. Might be time to have the injectors checked. This is the only thing, in my opinion, because I'm a tuner, that I really want to monitor is this fuel percentage in the oil. It's pretty low at 0.8, but I don't want to see this continue to go up. And once the warranty's up, I do plan on putting a tune on this truck. I do plan on seeing what we can get out of it for power. We'll bring it to the drag strip. We'll do all that fun stuff. But I'm going to wait till the warranty's up. Right now, this is Ford's problem, not my problem, so we're going to leave it. So you won't see any tunes in this truck until it's at 60,000 miles or whenever the powertrain's up. But yeah, hopefully you found that helpful. And for those of you saying that I'm going to blow up my motor at 3,000 miles if it's not going to make it to warranty, here's the proof. We're going to be fine. Have been fine. My last truck I did this with was a 2015 Ram. For those of you who don't know, those Hemis are pretty notorious for having lifter failures, cam failures, and transmission issues. And I can report when I traded that in at 165,000 miles, it had none of those problems. Ran synthetic oil, pretty much Pennzoil Platinum. Ran Wix Premium XP filters, and I did regular transmission fluid changes with a deep sump pan. This truck will get the same treatment once its first transmission service is due. It's going to get an upgraded pan, and we're going to just maintain the vehicles. So if you stuck around this long, thanks for watching. Hopefully you found this informative. These are my results. Your results may vary. If you want to know what your results should be, use Blackstone. Use the OEM stuff or change it to 3,000 miles. It's your money. Do whatever you want with it. But thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing, and have a great day.